At my lowest, I was confused if people were even real. I was terrified of everything. I was just trying to keep getting higher and higher, and all it did was bring me lower and lower.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Starve the Demon Recovery by Any Means Necessary. Today, I have Mackenzie, and she is going to tell us her story. Mackenzie, welcome to Starve the Demon.
It's nice to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Let's get into it. For you, what did addiction look like at its worst?
At its worst, hopeless comes to mind for sure. Confusion is another word that comes to mind.
Talk about that. What were you confused about?
At my lowest, I was confused if people were even real at that point. That's how bad it got for me. It was terrified of my own shadow. I was terrified of the future, terrified of my surroundings, terrified just of everything. I was facing a 3-year prison sentence, and that really took me out. I was absolutely terrified to go to prison. And with court kind of looming, I was just scared. And it got to the point where I didn't want to feel scared anymore. I was just trying to keep getting high and higher and higher. And all it did was bring me lower and lower. And that was probably my lowest point, is when I couldn't trust myself. I couldn't trust anyone to believe that they were real or trying to help me. And it was a really scary place to
Wow.
be.
You give me goosebumps. I feel that. For me, in the end, the only emotion I had left was fear. So how did it begin for you? Was there a turning point, or was it like a slow slide?
It was pretty slow for me. Where it took a turn for me is when my son, who at the time was 2.5, was diagnosed with cancer. And that was kind of like a little too much for me. And then I started using pretty heavy and then continued from there. But I was working. I managed to get my cosmetology license, worked my way up in a salon. I won an award at the salon I was working at. I had a lot of accomplishments while using. But when I probably got to my lowest, it was on its way down pretty quickly towards the end there. It was a 10-year run
Wow.
of using every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were trying to deal with your son's cancer. It's that oxymoron of the functioning addict. I'm keeping it together. I've got a job. I'm taking care of this. I'm taking care of that. But really, you're not present. You weren't truly there for your son.
No.
You weren't dealing with that, coping with that. You were using drugs and alcohol as the wrong solution to your actual problems.
Absolutely. Definitely was not there for him or my family. I'm working on it not to be a regret, but that weighs heavy on me. It's something I've had to forgive myself for. Whether other people forgive me or not, that's really on them. But it's definitely something that I've worked on for myself, because that was hard. Yeah, I was using to deal, but really I was using so I didn't have to deal, is kind of how it was.
That makes total sense. So now, did the people around you, your mom, your coworkers, your friends, did they know how deep your problem was?
I don't think they knew how deep it was, but there was an instance where I had some coworkers from the salon I was at try to do like an intervention for me, but I kind of got wind of that and went the other way. Wasn't ready. I don't know if they knew how bad it was, but I think that they knew there was something not right.
Like, they knew there was a problem. They didn't know exactly what the problem was.
Yeah, I think so. But that's, never a discussion I've really had, which I think that's something I would like to have, because I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's a good question. You heal yourself first. And then once I feel like I'm in a place where I feel good and I feel like the wounds are closed and I'm working on myself and I'm in a better place, I feel now in a better spot to kind of open up that door and ask questions to the people that were involved in my addiction on the outside. It's not really been something that I've worked on at all in my journey so far, but I would like to, because I think that helps them heal too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you work the 12 steps?
I've not worked them all. When I came home from rehab, I was so insecure. I didn't want to go to any in-person meetings because I grew up here in this town. I used here, and I just didn't want to see people that I had used with because I didn't like the way I looked. And
Yeah.
that's really where I was. So I was doing online meetings with AA. I had a sponsor, we didn't really gel, and I didn't take the time to find another one, so I kinda just let it go. It is something that I would like to do. That's kind of on my list. I'm just now branching out to more meetings here locally in person now, so it's something that I think this year I'll be able to do all 12. I've gotten to step 3.
Okay.
So
Can I put my sponsor hat on for a minute?
yes, please.
Cool. Okay. So here's what I would tell you if you were my sponsee.
Mhm.
Don't wait. Don't walk, run. Because
Okay.
that healing that you're speaking of,
Mhm,
for you to be able to hold your head high in that town,
mhm,
for you to be able to go to a meeting anywhere, go to wherever, that's why we work the steps. Step 4 is where the healing really starts. Write down resentments, fears, and then you get to the magic column, my part in it. Think about you're wearing a backpack and all these things, your son, your boyfriends, your mom, your grades, your job, your legal issues, all that. They're big, heavy rocks in that backpack. And you are carrying that everywhere you go. Everything that happens to you is filtered through that. The steps, take the rocks out of the backpack. Now you can walk the world with your head held high like the child of God that you are. And you don't have the shame, the guilt, because you've had the conversations. November 2025 will be 3 years for
yes. I was a
you.
frequent flyer. 3rd time's the charm for me,
Sometimes
but
it's like that.
yeah, but I kept coming back, and you were there every time.
And I said some stuff that you didn't like, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. When we were complaining, and I always remember this was your response, "You'll be strong." It was like, "Ah, God, like, please, we don't wanna do this," or, "Can we please not do that?" or, "Why do we have to do this?" and, "You'll be strong," and you just said it and just kept moving, and it just stuck with me, and I've said it multiple times out loud. I've said it to my son. I still say it to myself because I find the addict comes back, and I feel like complaining or rationalizing or trying to get out of doing something, then that's just what comes to mind is you'll be strong. Just get through it. Just do it. I've done worse. I've done harder and just do it. Get it done.
I was right. You will be strong. Do you think, had they pulled off the intervention, that at that moment in time it would have worked and you would have went to rehab that day?
No, without a doubt.
'Cause you weren't ready.
No.
Was there a rock bottom moment for you?
Yeah. I think it was right before I went back for the 3rd time. I found myself in a situation that I had never been. I didn't have a house of my own anymore. All my belongings, I don't even know where they were. I had like one bag of clothes. I had already gotten clean twice and relapsed twice. And I had relapsed on more drugs than I had ever done in my life. It was meth and everything else I could get my hands on. I was no longer employable for the first time in my life. Mentally, there's not any way I could have ever had a job at that point. And that's when I realized I can't do this. I'm going to be homeless on the side of the road with my little bag. That was it for me. That was my lowest point. I felt kind of like I had lost everything
Right.
at that point.
You're about to go be under the bridge.
Yeah, that's where I saw myself. I saw myself under a bridge or on the side of the road with nothing. That's when I went back to rehab, kicking and screaming. And, I didn't trust that I was even in the same rehab I was in 2 months prior to that. I didn't think the people that were there were actually the real people that I met the first time. But I still, in my heart, knew that that's where I was safest. And that's where I went. And now here I am. So,
Thank God. Well, that's because meth eats the white part of your brain that holds the gray part together.
yeah, I
Yeah,
believe that.
it's true. It's true.
Does it ever grow back?
Does. It takes about a year.
I
It
can
gets
see
out of
that.
your system, but it takes a long time for the
Yeah,
brain to heal after
I
all
can
that.
see that. I can feel that.
Did you ever feel like it was going to kill you?
Yes.
Were you at all wanting that to happen or not caring if that was going to happen?
I never felt like that until I relapsed. That's when I really just didn't care. I thought I would rather be dead than go to prison. The closer that my court came, the more terrified I was. And that's when I started doing other drugs that were more dangerous because I just didn't care. I honestly, I almost was seeking that route because I just felt so helpless. So,
It seemed like the easy thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Unfortunately, that's very common to addiction. That's
Uh-huh.
that demon. The demon wants to kill you. It will settle for your misery, but it really wants to kill you.
Yeah. And it just gets bigger. It takes over to where it starves your soul when you're feeding that demon. It just takes everything from you.
So well said.
Just choking you almost is how I felt at the end. Like there just was nothing else but the drug, and that was it. And it
Right.
just got so tiring trying to fight it.
It's exhausting.
Mhm.
Well, and that's when we're in recovery and we talk about you have to surrender. All that means is stop fighting. So, what made you stand up and want to fight back and actually recover and just not live like that anymore?
That's a tough question because it took a long time for me to actually fight for something. I think once I got a clear mind and I was just staying clean for another day, doing what my counselor told me to do, doing what the text told me to do, and staying in the safe space that was rehab. And once I was done with that, I stayed in the sober living there and just still trying to do the next right thing and praying and hoping that court would come and I wouldn't have to go to prison. I was just living on pure hope. And looking back, I think I really did surrender that third time. I did quit fighting and I just accepted what it was and what it could be. And
What happened with your criminal stuff?
somehow my lawyer got my charges lessened and I ended up with 2 years probation that I completed successfully with no violations.
Wow. Good for you.
I called every day to see if they had to drug test me. I was held accountable. I was working.
I've been on that wheel.
It's not that bad when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I stayed clean because I didn't want to go to prison. I didn't want to violate. So I'm not going to do drugs while I'm on probation without a doubt. No questions asked. Not even a thought in my mind. But it was in the back of my mind. I'm like, well, when I'm off probation, then what's going to happen? It was a thought, but I just kept on doing what I've been doing. I stayed in my routine. I get off probation. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And the other day I woke up and I thought to myself, like, I'm still clean and I don't have a reason to be other than because I want to be. And that was really cool to me because I don't have anything held over my head. I like the life that I've built. I like how I feel every day when I wake up. And I want to keep living this life because it just keeps getting better. And I never believed that. You hear it, but you don't believe it, but it is true. And that's what I found.
Yay! That brings me so much joy. When the literature tells us you're going to live a life beyond your wildest dreams, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean you live in the Taj Mahal. It means that you don't die with a needle in your arm somewhere. That's what that means. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
So, what recovery path did you ultimately choose?
Heavy on NA, just going to rehab. That's kind of the main thing that you're introduced to. AA, I believe that they're pretty much the same at the end of the day. I'm okay with both. I like NA. I like that it's spiritual. I've looked into more God type of program, and that's just not for me. I like what NA is about. I like that it's always there. That's something I can always go back to. I feel at home there, and I just like how the program is. I like what they're about, and I believe in it. So that's kind of what I have chosen as my recovery path. Even if I'm not active in the meetings, I'm always reading the Just for Todays every day without fail. I have my literature in my nightstand. It's something that's close to me.
The steps and the spiritual principles are exactly the same, whether it's A or it's NA. This is a lifelong thing. This is not something you do and you're one and done and, no.
Mhm.
So if it takes you a little longer, that's why I say recovery by any means necessary. Whatever's keeping you clean, keep doing that. And don't let me tell you different. If anybody tells you you're doing it wrong, you send them to me.
That's funny you say that. I feel like it took a really, really, really long time for me to have even a little bit of a clear mind
Mm-hmm.
to where I could even understand my past and my brain and what I went through and my feelings. It took me a long time to even allow myself to open that part of my life back up. I don't know if that's happens to everybody or if that's normal, but I don't think I had the capacity to really go through the 12 steps. I feel like it's something I'm interested in doing now, but before it was just too much, too hard. I couldn't understand it. I don't feel like I was ready.
Right. And when you're not willing, you pray for willingness. Get a
Yeah.
sponsor because there's no reason in the world to try and do it alone. On one hand, if you work the steps, it's going to help you heal that much faster. But
Mhm.
you're not wrong. You get called to go help somebody. You go and you talk to that person and they're twitchy, where you're still got it in your system and you're still seeing shadow people and you're still smell like the alcohol that's coming out of your pores. It's too soon. You can't. I think you said it perfectly and beautifully that you just can't wrap your brain around
Right.
all of this stuff. You want me to what? You got to what?
Yeah.
Why? What? Spiritual pray? Can I get some water? Yeah.
Now I have the ability to calm down. This is what I'm working on, or this is my next step. I don't have to see everything all at once. I think I was hyper vigilant still and stuck in that fight or flight, and everything's panic and stressful. And now I don't feel that anymore. I do think that'll be on my top of my list to find a sponsor so I can heal, because that's what my goal is, just healing.
I have faith in you. I think you should take my advice.
I will, for sure. If there's one thing I've learned, I want to have that mind, body, spirit connection. And I love that. I remember you were doing the singing bowls
Oh, yeah,
before
yeah.
I left the last time. And that's something I've really taken to in my own recovery. My mom tells me when I need an adjustment, I need to go, she calls it clanging, but it's the singing bowls. And I believe in that. And it helps my brain. You have what I want, connection with my mind, body, and spirit. So
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. You bring me such joy. I might deal with 100 people and 99 of them could tell me to F off. They don't get it. They don't appreciate me. They're not grateful for me. I'm just a pain in their ass. And that's okay. That's okay because then I get that one. I get that one that if you're the only person I ever made a difference to ever in life, I got that one. Yay. You really are warming my heart right now. You really are.
good.
Your friends and your family, once they knew that you were trying to get sober, did they think that you could? Did they doubt that you could? What was your support like?
I don't think so. Statistically, I think it would be silly for them to believe that I would get clean and stay clean. Just taking emotion out of it and looking at it for what it was. So I don't blame them, but I was more than supported by my family, my ex-husband, my son, my other son's adoptive family. I had support from every single angle. I don't think that they actually thought that it was going to stick. And
What do
I
they
don't blame them.
what do they think now?
Every day somebody tells me how proud they are of me. I love that. I eat that up because I'm so proud of myself too. For the first time in my life, I can say I'm proud of myself and I mean it and I love it and it's awesome. But they're all proud of me.
Great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
If you hadn't heard it yet today, I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
I tell myself every day, I really do, because it's a big deal and I don't ever want to forget it. I hope when I'm 10 years clean, I'm still proud of myself. I hope
You will
that
be.
never wears off because it's a cool feeling.
It is. Well, it just keeps getting easier and keeps getting better. I can vouch for that. What do you still struggle with in your recovery today?
Anxiety, still pretty heavy for me, but I have the tools to use to manage it without medication. What are my other options? Breathing and sitting in the uncomfortable, like my counselor taught me. It's just what you do and it works. I struggle with managing high stress situations, which my high stress might not be somebody else's, but it is for me and it's all relatives.
It's real.
I don't have that urge. I don't want to get high. That's not something I have to fight.
That's good. But the demon feeds on fear,
Mm.
feeds on anxiety, feeds on anger, feeds on resentment.
Yes.
So you got to be very careful because you can't let the demon get strong. So how are you starving your demon when it tries to come back?
It is a full-time job. I work really hard. I ground myself. I put my bare feet in the ground. I do breath work. I try to let the sun hit me, whether I go out at work for 5, 10 minutes in the morning to get that morning sunlight and do breath work, because to me it's that important. Like I will take a break from work to go do that because I know that that's how I'm going to starve the demon, is by my nervous system being brought down to where it should be. I meditate a lot. I've started going to a red light therapy sauna. That's something I really enjoy. I meditate when I'm in there. I either listen to high frequency music or I'll listen to a podcast. That's something I try to do at least once a week. I really enjoy it. Those are the things that help keep me calm and grounded and focused, and to where I feel like I can manage the stress without a problem. I
Awesome.
feel healthy that way. Like anything that can come up that's high stress, I'm able to manage it when I do all of those things combined.
It's great. That's awesome. And whichever one of those things it is keeping you clean, you don't know. So just
Yeah.
keep doing all of it.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. And I'm always looking for more ways to ground myself and bring myself peace and strength and calm. I get worked up easy. And so for me to find those little things that help ground me is important. And I know that. So it is something I do put a lot of effort into.
And it shows.
Thank
You're
you.
literally glowing.
Thank you.
Are you pregnant?
No,
It's spiritual.
no. I have been, for the first time in my life, completely single by myself for 2.5 years, and I'm happy by myself. I go out to eat by myself. I go to the beach by myself. I do everything by myself, and I'm happy doing it. And that's another thing I've accomplished. And I'm really proud of myself because that's not something I've ever done before. I was
Well,
putting
good for
myself in
you.
relationships with people who did not deserve my time just because I just wanted attention.
I remember.
I'm by myself now and I love it, and I will never put myself in a relationship like that ever again in my life, and that is a big thing for me.
Good. It's inspiring. There are
Thank
women
you.
out there that need to hear that.
Yes.
Absolutely. What is your service work? How do you be of help to others, or how do you want to help others?
I spoke at the rehab that I went to a couple months ago, and it felt really rewarding to me. I need to get out more to the meetings in my area. It's something that I'd like to kind of integrate into what I've been doing lately. I do want to help people because I know that when you're helping other people, you're helping yourself at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. What would you say to someone who thinks that recovery is just impossible? Because I know there was a point for you where you did not see that it was going to work for you.
That's tough. You just got to keep doing the next right thing. When I felt like it was impossible, it was for me at that time. And I got out of rehab and I relapsed. And then but I went back and I relapsed again. It was impossible for me at a time. So I don't know if there's anything I could say other than it's worth it. It's worth all the uncomfortable. It's worth that restless, irritable, and discontented because you will feel all those things for
Oh, yeah.
who knows how long. And it sucks, but you can get through it and it's so much better on the other side if you can just hold on. For me, it took the 2 years, without a doubt, for me to sit here and say that and feel like I do now.
All
But
right.
if you can just hold on and keep doing the next right thing, it's worth it.
Bless you. Keep coming back and embrace the
Yes.
suck. Starve the demon. Embrace the suck. When you hear this beautiful phrase, recovery by any means necessary, what does that mean to you?
That means however you got to do it. If NA is your calling, or if that helps you, or if reading the Just for Today puts your mind in a place where you can continue on that day and stay clean, do it. If it's a different route, do that. But whatever it is, you've just got to stay clean. You just have to every day.
What is your favorite quote or motto that keeps you going?
I have two: move a muscle, change a thought, and you'll be strong.
My favorite.
They're simple, but they're true. And that's how I've kept myself going.
Right on. I know the cliches, they're all true. So is there anything
Yeah.
else that you'd like to talk about?
What I will say is you can get clean 1 day, 2 days, 30 days, 60 days. You feel free when recovery really starts happening. For me, it was when I got off rehab and I realized I was still clean without anything being held over my head. And that's when I felt lighter. Like the weight has really been lifted and I feel free now. Free from my addiction and my past. It's really taken the weight off my shoulders that I'm here because I want to be. And I show up every day for myself because I want to and not because I have to, so that I don't end up in prison. And if you can just get to that point, it's not easy and it takes a while for some people, I'm sure, like it did for me. But if you could just keep going, you will get to that point to where you feel free and you're happy. And this is a choice I'm making because I want to, not because I have to now. And that's a really, really, really cool gift to have been given. Keep coming back.
Keep coming back. Please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, share, tell all your friends if you have any left. And like I say, love everybody. Let God sort them out. Mackenzie, you want to say the other one?
You'll be strong. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.
That's right. It sucks if you don't. It works if you work it.
Yes.
Sucks if you don't. All right.
It does.
So thank you so much for watching the channel. Let's give it up for Mackenzie. Yay!
Thank you.